two-wheeler talked 2025 Honda GB350S has arrived, and it continues Honda's tradition of delivering motorcycles that blend classic design with modern engineering. This machine is more than just a motorcycle, it's Honda's attempt to keep the retro charm alive while making sure riders enjoy the kind of reliability and refinement that only a brand like Honda can offer. In today's video, we're going to dive deep into everything you need to know about the 2025 Honda GB350S, from its design and engine performance to the unique features that make it stand out in the highly competitive mid-capacity motorcycle segment. Let's start with the overall vibe of the GB350S. At first glance, it looks like a retro modern roadster, simple, muscular, and minimalistic, but with that unmistakable Honda polish. Honda designed the GB350 series to rival bikes like the Royal Enfield Classic 350, Jawa 42, and even Yamaha's XSR range in some markets, but the GB350S in particular leans toward a slightly sportier appeal compared to the standard GB350. It has sharper lines, a more aggressive stance, and subtle tweaks that give it a roadster edge. The retro charm is still intact: a round LED headlamp, teardrop fuel tank, spoked alloy wheels, but everything feels more contemporary and stylish. Honda has clearly struck a balance between nostalgia and modern aesthetics here. Moving to the heart of the bike, the GB350S carries forward Honda's trusted 348.36cc single-cylinder, air-cooled engine. It's fuel-injected, of course, and tuned for a smooth and torquey delivery rather than outright top-end performance. The motor produces around 20.8 horsepower at 5,500 revolutions per minute and 29.4 Nm of torque at 3,000 revolutions per minute. On paper, these numbers may not look earth-shattering, but the magic of this engine lies in how it delivers its power. It's built for strong low and mid-range performance, making it a joy to ride in the city and on relaxed highway cruises. That torque kicks in early, so you don't need to rev it too hard to get moving. And that's exactly what retro enthusiasts love: a laid-back, thumpy riding character that feels alive but never overwhelming. Honda has also engineered this engine with their counterbalancer technology, which reduces vibration significantly. That's important because many riders moving to the GB350S from bikes like the Enfield Classic often complain about excessive vibrations. Honda wanted to make sure this motorcycle gives you the classic feel without the tiring buzz at higher speeds. And thanks to that smoothness, you can comfortably cruise at 90 to 100 km/h without feeling stressed, making it a proper companion for longer weekend rides. The gearbox is a 5-speed unit, paired with Honda's assist and slipper clutch. This clutch setup not only makes the lever lighter to operate but also reduces rear wheel hop during aggressive downshifts. So even though this isn't a performance bike by definition, Honda has ensured it delivers a refined and controlled riding experience. Now let's talk about the exhaust note. Honda has paid special attention to this aspect because riders in this segment expect a deep, throaty sound. The GB350S comes with a large diameter exhaust system that produces a bass-heavy note, tuned specifically to resonate with the low-end torque of the motor. It's not overly loud, but it has enough grunt to make the bike feel alive. You'll definitely enjoy that deep thump when you start it up in the morning or roll through the streets. On the chassis front, the bike uses a half-duplex cradle frame, designed for stability and comfort. It sits on telescopic forks at the front and twin shock absorbers at the rear. Suspension tuning is slightly firmer on the GB350S compared to the standard GB350, which makes it feel more agile in corners while still offering a comfortable ride over uneven roads. Ground clearance is around 165 mm, which is decent for Indian and Asian roads, and the seat height is 800 mm. That makes it accessible for most riders, though shorter riders may find it just a touch tall compared to something like a Jawa or Classic. Braking duties are handled by a 310 mm front disc and a 240 mm rear disc, with dual-channel ABS as standard. The braking setup inspires confidence, and Honda's tuning makes it progressive rather than grabby, which is perfect for a relaxed roadster. The bike rides on alloy wheels wrapped in tubeless tires and 19 inches at the front and 17 inches at the rear. The slightly fatter rear tire compared to the standard GB350 gives the S variant a sportier look and more stability on spirited rides. Moving on to the ergonomics. The GB350S has a more forward-leaning riding posture compared to its standard sibling. The handlebar is slightly lower and the foot pegs are a little rear set, giving it a mild sport roadster stance without compromising comfort. This is one of the biggest differences that sets the S apart. It's not just a commuter with retro looks, it's designed to feel more engaging for younger riders who want that extra bit of style and character. Now let's look at the features. The GB350S may carry a retro design, but Honda hasn't skimped on modern equipment. The bike features a full LED lighting system, including headlamp, indicators, and tail light. The instrument cluster is a semi-digital unit with an analog speedometer and a small digital screen that displays essential information like fuel level, trip meter, and gear position. It also gets Honda's smartphone voice control system in some markets, allowing riders to pair their phone for turn-by-turn navigation, music, and call alerts. That's a thoughtful touch for modern-day riders who appreciate connectivity even on retro machines. Fuel efficiency is another strong point. Thanks to Honda's refined engine tuning and fuel injection, the GB350S delivers around 35 to 40 km per liter under real-world riding conditions. With a 15-liter fuel tank, you can expect a range of over 500 km on a full tank, which makes it practical for touring. When it comes to pricing, the 2025 Honda GB350S is positioned slightly above the standard GB350. In markets like India, the expected ex-showroom price is around 2.25 to 2.35 lakh rupees, while in other Asian markets, it's priced competitively against the likes of Royal Enfield Classic 350, Meteor 350, and Jawa 42. Considering Honda's reputation for reliability and low cost of maintenance, the value proposition is very strong. This isn't just a motorcycle, it's peace of mind ownership, knowing that you'll spend more time riding and less time worrying about breakdowns. The unique selling points of the GB350S lie in its blend of retro charm, modern refinement, and Honda reliability. While Royal Enfield bikes dominate the retro scene with their heritage, the GB350S appeals to riders who want that classic look without compromising on smoothness, reliability, and practicality. It's also better suited for those who want a slightly more engaging riding posture and a sportier design edge compared to purely retro competitors. Another point worth mentioning is Honda's attention to detail. The paint quality, the fit and finish, the way the chrome elements are balanced with matte accents, everything feels premium. Honda knows that in this segment, emotion plays a huge role in purchase decisions, so they've made sure the GB350S looks and feels like a motorcycle you'd be proud to own for years. To sum it up, the 2025 Honda GB350S is not about outright speed or flashy tech. It's about timeless design, smooth performance, and the confidence that comes with Honda's engineering. It's a motorcycle built for those who want to enjoy the journey as much as the destination. Whether you're riding through city streets, cruising on the highway, or just admiring it in your garage, the GB350S delivers a sense of satisfaction that's hard to match. So, if you're someone who's been considering a mid-capacity retro roadster, the 2025 Honda GB350S deserves a serious look. It brings you a modern take on nostalgia, and unlike many of its rivals, it promises a hassle-free ownership experience. With a price that makes it competitive, a design that turns heads, and performance that's smooth and dependable, this bike is easily one of the most well-rounded options in its category. That wraps up our in-depth look at the 2025 Honda GB350S. Let us know in the comments what you think of this motorcycle. Do you prefer its refined character over the raw thump of an Enfield? Or do you think the retro segment is still dominated by the classics?